Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts, Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert, Adam Duran, answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
All right, Adam.
Hey, Jamie. How's it going?
Going great. How about you?
Excellent. We're entering 2021 with Bitcoin at an all-time high and craziness in the White House or Capitol building. Oh, boy.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know how anyone's supposed to keep up with all this.
Just keep your nose down and keep working, people. We'll get through this.
Yeah.
That's all I got. Yeah.
All right.
Well,
so what are we talking about today?
Today is actually a podcast that I've been wanting to do for a while, and that is, should I pay for Google Ads for my local business? So it's a really, it's an important question for a business owner, a local business owner, to ask themselves because, just like with a lot of stuff, it depends, right? And I am kind of biased because I am more of a 3-pack guy, right? I'm more of a organic listing outperforms ads long-term. It's been proven many times. It's also, most people in the local space, if they're searching for a local service, they ignore those Google ads at the bottom and at the top of the page. And usually, studies have shown that their eyes go right to that 3-pack listing. And then they click on the one with the most stars. But there is a place for Google Ads. And so I wanted to go through today and just talk about how you can tell if you should be using these. And as always, if you want to, just try, just go in, create a Google Ads account, set up your call with your Google Ads specialist. They'll, pepper you with calls and emails about doing that. And set aside an hour to go through and, they will work with you. That's part of they were very responsive to people paying them. So they will work through with you about how to set up your ads and, they'll take your money, definitely, right? They want you to be successful. So that being said, every conversation I've ever had with a Google Ads specialist ends with them saying, you need to increase your budget. Which is funny, but it's literally every conversation actually begins and ends with that. So it's very interesting how that works.
Interesting. Well, let's hear your recommendations.
Okay. So, about Google Ads, when you put an ad up there on the top of the page, and they have ads for, all kinds of places, but a lot of times if you have a national competitor, say, for example, you are, let me see, a house cleaning company, right? You have a local service area, but there are franchises that are national. And so those national brands, they have a national Google Ads account running. And so that means if you're going to be putting up a Google ad next to theirs, you're going to have to outbid or bid near to what they are in order to, stay at their level, right?
Yep.
Guess who can afford to pay more in Google for Google Ads than you can?
Oh, yeah, definitely the franchisees.
Franchisees kick up to the franchisor. The franchisor hires an agency, and that agency has a national campaign going in every city. And it is a job to do that. But point being is they can outspend you, and they do. And so if you're in if you have national competitors, national franchises that are in your space, probably not a good place to go for is Google Ads. So I wouldn't recommend them. Okay.
All right. Yep.
All right. So anytime you have that large corporation that you're running up against, and how then you probably have to think, is it worth it for you? Is one client, is that worth spending $150 to $250 per click? And if it is, then go for it. But for most local businesses, that's not the case.
Wow.
So don't do that.
More than cost of a house cleaning.
Yeah. That's the way it goes, man. I mean, this is Google. Like I said, Google, they know this business, and Facebook ads and Google ads, they all work on an auction basis. So those ad placement goes to the company that pays the most. And so, if you're a local business, you're going to get outbid every time. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Next one. So it's really easy to make mistakes when you're doing these Google ads. So if you look in your specific niche, you look at whatever plumber or whatever in whatever city, and you see ads show up, go through. I mean, if you click on them, they're going to get charged. But what I want you to do is click on a couple, and you'll notice 9 times out of 10, you just go to their homepage.
Okay.
That is bad. That is very, very bad. The reason is because now you're forcing that person who came through your ad to do more work. And when you did that, the ads are basically the lazy person's click. So you already have a kind of lazy person who's, kind of window shopping maybe, clicking to your ad, going to your site, going to your homepage, and then going, it's too much work for me to look for whatever service I was actually looking for. So if you're going to do this, you have to have a landing page, a specific landing page for whatever that ad was. So if you have a house cleaning promotion that's going on, 3 rooms for whatever, $10, the page should say that in giant letters, right? It shouldn't just go to their homepage. And also, on that page, you should have your contact form or your phone number or both, obviously. So that way it makes it as easy for that lazy shopper to get in touch with you, because their money spends just like, the high earning shopper or the highly motivated shopper. Right.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
All right. So that being said, if you want to be in that Google 3-pack, right? You've listened to the past podcasts and you're like, okay, I want to be in that Google 3-pack. I'm not there yet. You can pay to get in that Google 3-pack. It is a little more extensive in the Google Ads world. So what I really recommend is, if you really want to be in that Google 3-pack, set up your account. So you just go create a Google Ads account, and then connect with a Google Ads specialist right away. And then tell them, I want to be in that 3-pack. And I authorize you to make the changes to do so, because it is kind of complicated. All right. And you doing it yourself, it's really easy to throw up. You're like, oh, okay, I'm in Lafayette. So I put Lafayette, and then you're in the wrong Lafayette.
Yeah.
So, and there's no real way to check it, right? So there is in the Google Ads dashboard. So, if you pay attention, it's probably not going to happen, but I have seen it happen. And it's, you're throwing out ads that, you're paying for ad placement that is not worth it. So you don't want to do that.
All right. Sounds good.
Another way to think about this is, can you sell your business without an image? Right. So the Google search results, to get on that search page, there's no image attached to that. So if your business is very image heavy, think videographer, photographer, there's a ton of them. But if your business is image dependent, then Google Ads probably not the best place for you.
At what point do you think they will, have some video and pictures in there?
Okay,
ads?
So you can do this. So Google does have a search display and that's where, like on YouTube or on Google partner sites, you've probably seen where you've searched for something on Google, and then you go to like a magazine website or something, and then there'll be an ad for something that you searched for, or, the service. So that's called the display network. They do those image ones. Those are super cheap, but for local businesses, not so effective. So those are for, if you have an online business or you have a national presence, that's where we'd want to we can do targeting better with those.
Okay.
Not so good for local business. So that's why for local SEO or for local businesses, you have to kind of think about your business and see, does it make sense monetarily? So does it make sense for me how much does it make sense to me to pay for a lead? And then how many leads do you think it will take for them to actually become a customer or a client? So, it is bringing in the laziest customer. And that's, in my opinion, that's what Facebook does too. They bring in the laziest people. It's just the way it is, man. So that's why you have to make it. That's why everything about Google Ads is, hey, create a landing page, they create a funnel because they want the lazy people to still be part of that funnel and not lose them.
Sure.
All right. So easy way to check to see if your competitors are paying for Google Ads. You're in that area, you're in that city, search for your service, see if people are paying, see if they're national, if they're local, then, think about it, consider it very seriously about putting up some Google Ads, make your budget pretty reasonable, $50 for a month or whatever. You can just see if it's effective. When you get in touch with that Google Ad strategist, say, I want to be in that Google 3-pack, they'll make the changes to do so. And then you'll see, at least you'll be in the Google 3-pack, which is way better than, in my opinion, than being up in the search or in the regular ad placement.
All right. Sounds good. So check your competitors.
Yeah. And make sure that they're not national. Because if they are, they're going to skew the payment, your Google Ads payments way high. And then you're going to have to think, maybe I should just try and get in that Google 3-pack, because in any case, that's where the high quality customer comes from, because they're the ones who do the research. They're the ones who are basically pre-qualified when they call you. They're not just kicking tires at that point.
Okay.
They're ready to buy. So that's kind of why when I started the podcast, I said I'm kind of biased, because I am, because this is what I've seen. Definitely over the long term, what happens is these are the qualified buyers that contact our clients as opposed to the tire kickers.
Well, yeah. And it seems that, all of the podcasts that we've done, the local SEO in 10, it kind of is the Google AdWords could just be like the shortcut, right? So you could just say, well, I don't want to do all the stuff that you're recommending in every podcast. I could just pay Google and then they'll send people to me. It could be expensive, but it could work.
Short term, definitely. Long term, no.
Okay.
So that's the thing is cost-effective strategies, long-term wise, it's way better to build up your credibility and visibility than to pay for it, because once you stop paying, that all goes away.
Yeah. Well, right? If you're paying for it forever, right? So
right. Yeah. But you're paying for tire kickers. That's the number one complaint we get about Google Ads is it's a lot of time wasters.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A lot.
Get that a lot with most of them, but yeah.
Yeah. And so
sometimes it works.
Yeah, definitely. So just think about it. Like I said, go through this podcast. If you have any questions, then definitely reach out to us through our Facebook page or through our webpage.
Awesome. All right. Well, is that all, Adam? Anything else?
That's it.
All right.
Be safe.
If you have any feedback or you love this podcast or you know a business owner, please share it out. We would love to have 10 times the listeners that we have right now. Woo! And I know we'll be on the way.
Yeah, let's Bitcoin this thing. Let's make that
holy cow.
Let's get Bitcoin this bee.
And make sure to leave a review on wherever you found this. If you're listening to it on your phone, just it takes 2 seconds, even 5 stars, and then just thumbs up. That really helps our ranking. So we really appreciate it. And we will talk to you next week.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.